Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear friends, I hope you all are doing well with the best of health and iman. And I welcome you all in our Quran podcast, where we talk through the Quran and talk with the Quran. And alhamdulillah, we came up with a beautiful surah today, which is Surah Al Asr. And inshallah, I have my co-host with me, Ustad Harun Siddiqui Sahab. He is going to present a beautiful tafsir of the surah and basically the very first word, Wal Asr, and its importance. Ustad Harun Siddiqui Sahab, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ustad Imad, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. So, Ustad, what's new in this surah?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. There's nothing new in the surah. It's just like we were doing a research based on the word asr. And as ever, whenever we look at any of the words, we look at the root words. And normally, the words and also the same word, how many times it occurs in the Quran and what are its meanings, trying to understand the same word from the Quran itself. So when we looked at the word, we found out this word has a very broad meanings in the terms like variety of it, not the depth, but the variety itself. So it comes in different formats. It comes in like the word as asar, the word as asr, the word as mu'sira, the word as yu'sir. And these occurrences have very different meanings. For example, one means the wind. The one means the squeezing, the rain cloud squeezing. One means the time period for for anything, for certain things. So the concept of having a word is like normally the meanings are around its basic meanings, but in this case the meanings are very broad, like they ranges from one thing to the another thing. So we try to look into it, that what is the actual meaning of the word asr. Is it the time? Is it squeeze? It is the cloud? It is the rain? It is the wind? What is it exactly? So when we look at it, it is using in terms of one thing and one thing only. The word asr is a container. The word asr means a thing which has limits. The word asr means it has something which has the boundaries. So which means which has a start and which has an end, which has a start and which has a stop. So it is mean that it is I was talking about something which has a limit. It could be a time, could be a wind, could be a cloud, it could be anything else, like in terms of the asr, the boundaries of itself. So we also compare it to the word in the Quran that is khuld. What is khuld means? Khuld means forever, which means when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about, like, and tells us about like khalidina fiha, which means like they will live there forever. Forever means there is no time. So when we're talking about the word khuld means there is no time, and the word asr means there is a time, but it has a limit, or anything that has a limit. So wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. So this statement, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is basically referring insan, us, to the time period, to the capital that we have. When the insan, on somebody born, the only capital he has and the only capital that stays with him throughout the life is the time, is the waqt that he has. And that capital is so limited. And that is the most expensive capital that he has. That is the most expensive thing that he has in his lifetime, because you cannot buy it. You may extend it a little bit, but still you cannot buy it. And especially the one that is gone, you can never buy it back. So what happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you, that is referencing you. The qasam is also a reference. It's a reminder. It's a pointer that gives you an idea about something that is known, that is important. When you say qasam to my parents, which means you're referring it to the importance of your parents, like how your parents are important to you, and how is their importance is for you. So whenever you say something based on like referring it to your parents and based on the qasam, which means like you are speaking that as truth as those parents are truthful for you, as much as you have an importance of their in your life. Same thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, Wal Asr, this is an important thing for you that you know of. It's the capital that you have, the time itself. What Allah is saying, that there is no doubt about it, that a man is in loss. Loss of what? He's in a loss in that sense because his capital is decreasing every single second. Every single passing second, we are losing the time of our life. So the capital we have, the real capital in our life, is decreasing every single second. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that exactly. Wal Asr means I'm referring it to you towards the most precious thing you have, which is time. That you are in loss. And now how hard it is difficult to understand. If we say that there's a zamana, there is a time, there's people who are witnessed, It's a good explanation, but the real explanation is this: Allah is telling us, telling you, telling everybody that look at the time, which is your real capital, that is decreasing every single second. You are in loss. He's using a financial terminology to explain us, because the profit and loss is used when you have some capital or you have some values or you have something that is decreasing. So what is decreasing? The time is decreasing every single past second. Allah is saying that is what I'm trying to refer it to you. But if you invest it the right way, you know, if you every passing single second you've invested it the right way, the same way, you buy a home, if you do not put it in the right place, you do not buy in the right way, your walls are like, as a container. They will be decreasing in the values until, normally the value of the land, that is the one that goes up. So the profit is there if you do what you believe. Wal Asr innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu. Besides those who believe. And they did what? They have aminu wa amilu salihat, and they have done the good deeds. And they have done the good amal. And they have been investing their time. They have been investing their time into the good stuff. And then he gives example of two very good stuffs. And one is their reminder of the right path, right thing, and have been like doing the talqeen, which means also the reminder of being patient. So if you do that, then you are in positive, because your capital is reducing, but you're spending that in the right, you're investing it in the right thing that will produce you some profit. And that's what Allah subhanahu, how hard it is to understand. It is so easy, so beautifully explained by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is our return on investment. And Ustad Imad brought that term to me, saying that, Brother Harun, this is called the return on investment. Absolutely, this is our return on investment. Our capital, as we born, that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is the time, in terms of the worldly manner, didn't we say that time is money? You understand? Didn't we say that the time is money? So when the time is money, what we brought from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the biggest treasure we have is the time. We translate that into money. So we're spending that money into the real thing, which is the deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like. And he says one of them or two of them is, you spread the haqq, which is what? Which is the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we have to recognize him, we have to love him, we have to follow his path, we have to listen to his Qur'an, we have to follow the things in the Qur'an, we have to listen to the sayings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his sunnahs, and all that thing that goes along with each other, the whole package. That is the haqq. And then when you will be doing that, you might come across the things that will be hard for you, because haqq doesn't flourish like that. Haqq takes time. Haqq goes very slow. The return on investment, the haqq is like the interest rate on that is kind of like slow. They're like, how you have. So Allah is saying this when you do that, it's going to be a little bit slow. So be patient. Be patient. How beautiful it is. So this surah, brothers and sisters, look at this. So beautiful, so beautiful. One single word, asr, has so deep meaning.
MashaAllah, you explained it very well, very precisely, MashaAllah. And the aspects of the word Asr, MashaAllah, that was amazing, MashaAllah. And everyone need to be very careful, very conscious, very mindful with the time, because once it's gone, we are not going to get it back. So excellent explanation, MashaAllah, Harun. And yeah, as you said, that all the words are, mashallah, interconnected. In the insan lafi khusr, amanu wa amilu salihat, tawasaw bil haqq, tawasaw bis sabr. Everything is interconnected, mashallah. So, my dear friends, this is called Tafseer Quran bil Quran, the Tafseer of the Quran from the Quran, mashallah. This is how you will get the knowledge directly from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you put efforts in understanding the words and the verses of Allah. May Allah accept all the efforts of Brother Harun Siddiqui. And
Yeah, one thing I would like to add, that we have classes that teaches the translation and the Arabic language for the Quran. Please join us. We would put the link in our channel as well, and you can join the classes. And inshallah, you will learn the very depth of the Quran, the connectivity of the Quran, the meanings of the Arabic, the grammar, surf and nav. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.